I I know, and today our high was 93, so like in another summertime, we would be like, oh, it's a hot day.
Yeah, but today is like, no, this was perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And
No.
we had the rain, like you said, both today and then yesterday, of course. Actually, yesterday it kept our temperatures in the 80s all day long for a lot of spots. And tomorrow for Labor Day, we still have a chance for more rain before our pattern shifts back, unfortunately, to a drier and hotter one. And that 97 Whitney mentioned, that might be something that we're looking for by Thursday and Friday of this week when our temperatures go back up and our rain chances come back down. But tomorrow we still have a chance for some needed rain. We do have active spots in the Atlantic, but only one far out tropical wave that we're going to be watching. I showed you at the beginning of the show, and we'll get into that a little more detailed in a few minutes. Right now, though, 84 in New Orleans. We've had that very humid feel so far this weekend, and that will continue tomorrow. Current temperatures in the 80s, and our high today at the airport, 93. Our radar quiet now, but look how much rain we got earlier today. A lot of spots at least checked in with some amount of rain, not everywhere, but we did have some hit or miss showers and a couple of storms today. Later tonight, we do expect still a chance for rain, not right now or in the next hour or two, but more so toward early tomorrow after midnight or 2 a.m. North and south of the lake, our lows in the 70s. And then tomorrow for your Labor Day, our high temperatures, I have only around maybe 89 or 90. Depends on whether you get one of those scattered showers or storms. It might shoot up into the lower 90s if you do not get rain. But if you do get rain, it might cut you back and keep you in the 80s all day long. Here's precision cast through tonight. And this is what I was talking about. A few showers starting to move in before sunrise. And by 7 a.m., we may already have some coastal rain, especially. We'll move into the afternoon. This is right around lunchtime. Few showers and storms. So if you're doing things on your Labor Day, just keep in mind we do have that chance for rain through the day tomorrow. This particular model wants to keep things quieter through the afternoon and then into the evening, kind of like what we saw today, when our temperatures for the evening will be back in the 80s. Decent chance for rain tomorrow, and then it gets cut back in a couple days, may even be a little lower officially than 20%, particularly Thursday and into Friday. It looks dry. Here's this upper low that's helped us out with the rain this weekend and tomorrow. But look what comes back as we get into this week. That high is building back, and we'll also have surface high pressure as well. Both those things will cut off our chances for rain to, again, only a few isolated showers and storms, maybe 20. And that means we're going to be getting drier and hotter. And speaking of that drought, like we were, of course, you may have noticed all of our area in southeast Louisiana and coastal Mississippi now up to the extreme level of drought, and a big chunk of southwest Louisiana toward Houston at that exceptional drought. And zooming out, you can see that Texas area that Whitney was mentioning, big spot for drought conditions there, and a lot of the Midwest and plains as well. All right, talked about the drought. Now let's get into the tropics. And these are the two waves that we're watching. First of all, this is Gert, Tropical Storm Gert. We also have Katia. Neither of those are going to be a big deal. They're already fizzling. This one, not even a tropical storm anymore. And we are expecting them to continue to weaken. They've got dry air. They've got wind shear, not looking very healthy. This wave, though, Invest 95, looks like it's going to be taking this track out to the west, northwest, and then we have one more wave that will eventually come off the coast of Africa. That one in the next 7 days has a low chance of development. But just to latch on to this one in particular here, this is our model that I'm showing you where it's showing the low pressure centers indicated by the two big global models, GFS in red, Euro in green, and you can see where they have it placed with Invest 95. Now this is by September 13th. So we're looking way out. As I was saying, models go down in accuracy the farther out you go, but at least they're picking up on an upper pattern that might just take it out to the north and keep it from even getting into the Caribbean Sea. So we will see the other spot that we were watching maybe heading out a bit farther to the north. We are 1 week from the peak of hurricane season, which is September 10th on average. We've made it through Katia. The next name is Lee, and then Margot and Nigel. Hurricane season so far, looking at it really quickly as we approach the peak of the season in a week, we've had the 11 named storms plus the unnamed subtropical storm that we had in January. Hurricanes, we've had 3, and of those 2 have become major. 7 and 2 and 1 are the numbers for an average season at this point. So we're above average. but we're looking at last year above that as well. Last year was a lot quieter by this point at the beginning of September, and the number of storms is higher nowadays. The National Hurricane Center has openly said this because we have better tools for detection, especially those smaller storms that don't last very long way out in the ocean. So the number is high, but the accumulated cyclone energy, we talk about this sometimes, the ACE takes into account the number of storms, but also strength and how long they last. That's only about 30% above average, pretty close to average overall for this point in the year before we typically get a big spike in that energy getting into the middle and end of September especially. But for us, no threats for now and none really on the horizon, although we'll watch everything really closely. You can see that heat coming back, but next weekend a small front may help to spark a few showers and storms.
All right, thank you so much. Lots of kids had a fun morning this morning and some new supplies they got to take